Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video I want to talk about Kliff Kingsbury and the Washington Commanders offense. And is Kliff Kingsbury the problem? Is it the personnel, or is it a combination of both? If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe. We're close to 15k subscribers. We just hit 14k, trying to hit 15k by the end of the year. It's going to be hard, but just go ahead and do it. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get into the video, and happy holidays to all of you guys. Hopefully this is a good week for y'all. And didn't start out great with the Commanders losing yesterday, and it's, Misery Monday, but it is what it is. The Washington Commanders have to bounce back. It's a must-win game against the Tennessee Titans. I know a lot of people are upset, and they should be. It was an awful loss. It was an awful loss in so many different ways. It shouldn't have gotten to that point, and then also just the way it unfolded that last 5-6 minutes of the game. But let's talk about this offense, which started off absolutely amazing this season and recently has not been so good. It wasn't that good in the Bears game. It was in the Giants game. It was solid in the Giants game. It was decent in the Steelers game. It was not so good. It was bad against the Eagles, and then yesterday against the Cowboys, it was bad. They put up 26 points, I think it was 26, 27, but a lot of that was garbage time touchdowns. I'm not really going to count that towards, for 56 minutes, 55 minutes, the offense was really bad. And I think a lot of that has to do with Kliff Kingsbury. Some of it is other stuff. Like, was Jaden great the first half of the game? The first three quarters? No. He did have some good plays. He did have that, the rushing touchdown. He did have some other runs that were good. He did have some nice throws. He did have some throws that were dropped. Noah Brown had a drop or two. Terry had it was going to be a really hard catch, but maybe he could have caught that. Eckler dropped one, and I do have an injury update. We'll talk about Eckler, Wiley, and Robinson later on because Dan Quinn did talk today, but he definitely wasn't helped, and he did have some good plays for sure. But he also, struggled a little bit, missed some guys, was just running out and could have maybe thrown the ball away or try to get the ball somewhere. And a lot of times I understand no one was open, so he had to do what he had to do, but maybe just don't take that hit. Don't lose that 1 or 2 yards and go out of bounds. Just throw it away. Throw it away. I think that's the best thing to do. But Jaden wasn't the problem yesterday. The offensive line wasn't great. Coleman was good. He had the best game probably of his career. That's what Dan Quinn said in the press conference. Some other people, or his PFF grade was pretty high as well. Cosme was Biotish was good. Wiley was hurt, and Scott came in, and then Grady was not good with the PFF grade. They did have Micah Parsons go inside a lot, which definitely disrupted things. But it was the first three quarters of the offense. It was very frustrating to watch because they weren't pushing the ball down the field. They weren't even pushing the ball past the sticks. And this is a common theme with Kliff, not what I just said, but the offense is not doing as well later on in the year. September, October, November, you see, and then December and January, you see the numbers continue to go down. I guess it goes slightly up in October, but 26, 27, 23, and 20. See the yards per game also continually go down, and that's not a good trend. And it's not just that. The team record is pretty bad as well later on in the year. And obviously it's different with the Commanders because he's an OC versus head coach where he was with Texas Tech and Arizona with the Arizona Cardinals. But still, the first half of the year, the offense was amazing. They were just clicking on all cylinders, and recently it hasn't been great. And like I said, I just didn't like what Kliff did this past week, where a lot of these just boring inside runs, and then a lot of short passes. Like, let's pass the ball past the sticks. I know they were playing, the Cowboys were mostly playing prevent the last few possessions, but play like that the whole game. Get the ball to Ertz in the middle of the field, to Terry down the field. Don't just have Terry on one side. Have him on both sides. Because, it's just not good to keep him on one side, which is what they have been doing. I believe they've just kept him on the left side. Not completely sure on that. It might be the opposite, but they do keep him on one side for the most part. Get your younger guys involved too. I would love to see Ben Sennett get some reps, and same thing with Luke McCaffrey, get some more catches as well. And it might be that they're just not ready, and whatever, that's fine. But yeah, I would say for Kliff, get the ball to Terry more, get the ball down the field more. It doesn't have to be a 40, 50-yard bomb, but let's get the ball in that 10 to 15, 10 to 20-yard range. Like, I didn't see many of those at all until the last couple possessions. And guess what? They scored 2 touchdowns and a field goal on the last 3 possessions. Granted, the Cowboys were playing pretty, prevent defense, but still, I mean, they weren't doing that all game, throwing the ball, intermediate to deep part of the field, and it was really frustrating. And when they started to do it, the offense started to cook. So that was frustrating with Kliff, and then also just some of the runs were, frustrating, and then inability to adjust to Micah Parsons inside, because Micah Parsons was inside and was just annihilating Nick Allegretti. Sorry about that. And whatever. Micah Parsons is going to do that, but you have to be able to adjust. And they weren't able to do that. Offense was not good. They were the reason we lost. Special teams was the reason we lost. Defense wasn't amazing, but they were pretty dang good for the first 3.5 quarters. 3 quarters and whatever. The first, 50 minutes, they were pretty good. The last 10, it wasn't great. They allowed that touchdown to Shoemaker, and that's kind of, at that point, though, like, they could only do so much. But offense, Kliff has been known to go on these declines second half of the season. I want him to disprove it. I want him to prove the doubters wrong, and this will be the last week, Titans. And then after that, I'm full on the, all right, man, Kliff is part of the problem. Right now, he might be a problem, but if the Commanders' offense has another bad week, then yeah, I think it's an issue. I would say also just let Jaden loose. Let him run, not necessarily run the ball, but I like the run outsides, like kind of bootleg stuff where he can either run for 5-6 yards on like a short conversion that you need, or he can dump it off to a tight end, something like that. I would like to see more of that, because those are almost guaranteed conversions on 3rd and short, 4th and short. That's kind of it on the offensive side of the ball. Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see, but it wasn't pretty the last couple weeks. Injury time. This is what Dan Quinn said. So Austin Eckler, he is out with the concussion. I would say minimum of this week. At least the Commanders have a bye the next week, so he'll be able to rest for 2 weeks if they decide to bring him back. 2 concussions in a year. It seems like both of them were pretty bad, so that sucks. Yeah, it really sucks. Praying for him. Hopefully, whatever decision he makes is the right one, if he wants to retire or stick around. Andrew Wiley, concussion protocol. We'll see if he plays. If not, they had Scott come in. I would just say put Lucas on the right side, but maybe they don't want to. And then Robinson, ankle injury. He had the injury, then came back in, and then out. I don't know what was going on. I guess the adrenaline let him play a little bit, and then after that, he was hurting a little bit and couldn't play. But that's kind of it on the injury front. Wait and see what happens there. Yeah, just wait and see what happens. I would say Eckler out for sure. Wiley is a question mark. Just if he clears protocol, probably will. But he is a little older, and then Robinson probably will suit up, I would say. But again, it's a wait and see. Also, go ahead and follow my Twitter. Trying to grow on there. Just go ahead and follow. Link in the description. That is it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, comment down below what player, if you enjoyed and stay till the end, go ahead and comment down below what player you think needs to step up the most for the Washington Commanders.